It's a myth that we're taught since we're like 2. You know, because Cinderella, she was like this poor, abused child. And then, how does she get saved? Well, all she's got to do is look pretty at a party. That's all she has to do. She just has to wear the prettiest dress. She has to be in the prettiest dress. She has to be the most beautiful girl. And that's it. They don't even have a conversation. He just picks out the prettiest girl in the room. And it happens to be Cinderella because a bunch of birds helped her make her dress. So he picks her out for very, very, substantial reasons. She's got the prettiest dress and she's the prettiest face. How much could he know about her soul? They didn't even talk. They danced. So he decides, you know what? You're pretty. So I want to marry you. Well, that's a really great message. But since you're pretty and I want to marry you, now your life's going to be perfect. Right? You used to be this abused child who was like a maid for your sisters and your stepsisters and your stepmother, like a slave for them. And now you're going to be the princess, right? Because it's like a prince. What's the message there? Well, first of all, that all your problems are going to be solved when a man comes into your life. And second of all, you got to be pretty to get that to happen. And if you're not, then you're like the stepsisters. They don't get anybody. Because they were ugly. Remember? Their feet were too big, couldn't fit the slipper. They were had ugly dresses or whatever. They weren't as pretty as her. I mean, completely poisonous messages. Cinderella. Now look at Sleeping Beauty. Whoa. She's basically dead. In a coma. And all she needs is for a man to come kiss her. And once he kisses her, she comes back to life, dude. She comes back to life. From a coma. So what's the message there? Oh, goodness. Your life doesn't truly begin until you meet that man or that person. Everything else is just one big coma. All your life before you get married, it's just a big coma. And then when you get married or you meet that Prince Charming, now you're going to begin your life. And by the way, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect because now it's happily ever after. Snow White. First of all, she's like some sort of slave to 7 little men. That's really interesting. And she has the same issue. First of all, you notice that what is in common with all these women? They're all the most, what? Beautiful. Because beauty is linked to goodness in these messages. You have to be beautiful to be good. So we have a problem here because Snow White is more beautiful than the queen. And she's really upset. Because beauty is all that matters, right? These are the messages we grew up with. And then what happens to her? Again, she eats from some apple or something. She's also half dead. And again, who saves her? A man. It's not like these women, find God. It's not like these women, go and try to help themselves. No. They're completely helpless until a man comes to Save them, bring them back to life, all these kinds of strange things. Last I checked, only God could do those things. Right? But no, somehow these men can do these things.